Hello, I want to make a quick guide on the Gwenith glide course and basically what this monstrosity on my screen is and how it's actually quite simple and can save some wear on your eyes as well. So essentially the whole idea is utilizing some basic RuneLite plugins to be able to set up the Gwenith glide course and turn on the blindfold plugin so you can have a neutral color as the background. So I'll start off with the plugins that you're going to need. It's only a few. So the first one is going to be the blindfold plugin. That is what is going to allow you to change the background. The other plugin that relates to that is going to be the skybox plugin. So that's going to be the color that you pick for when the blindfold goes on. You also need to utilize the sailing plugin. You can get these all from the plugin hub. Underneath this navigation section, you can find the true tile of your boat. They keep updating this plugin, so if you don't see it, you may need to restart your RuneLite if you haven't for a while. But this is how you get to this nice outline around your boat. You can, of course, change the color to whatever you'd like. And then the ground, then you can also highlight the crates, which is quite important. And then the other one is going to be ground markers. So being able to import tiles. So if you copy the tiles from the description in the paste bin and you go to import here and copy it to your clipboard, you should be able to do it. Since there are quite a few tiles, you will have to break them up into 3 sections. Within paste bin, you'll see basically numbers on the left hand side of sections of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure to utilize each section. Basically when the brackets close is what each section was going to be, because if you try and copy the whole thing, it will basically not import because you need to do it in sections. But from there, your first time through, you may need to go through and highlight all the crystal moats and the portals. I went through the time and made them different colors, but if you don't care, or you can honestly do the course without it, it's completely up to you. Right now, I'm just going to do an example run with everything on. So you can also use NPC indicators to hide your characters, so or entity hider to hide your character. I kind of like seeing mine on the boat, so I left it, but by no means necessary. So when we start the course, you'll see some lines on the ground, and once you see the first tile, your front of your boat get to basically the 2 tiles in between, you're going to do it. But essentially you're just running the course as normal here. And it's a lot, if you've done the course a lot, it's basically pretty recognizable what you're doing. But essentially you are just going around and collecting the crates, but it is much easier on the eyes. Been getting a lot of questions about this, so I just thought I would make a quick video on how it is, what it is, and whatnot. You don't need to mark all of the crystal moats. See, like that one I would never really get anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But just an option if you maybe have performance problems on your computer, or basically don't want to stare at a white screen for a lot of hours, which is totally understandable. Also to note, I have the crystal extractor plugin from the sailing one, so it does highlight when I need to do it. And you also will need to tag the crystalline, basically boats that go on when you basically get the crystals on your boat. You can highlight those as well so that they pop up when everything is still hidden here. I can show an example, but you'll see a big blue box on the back of my boat that happens when I go over the crystal rapids and I need to click to break them. This section, made a mistake. All right, though, we're going to basically just loop around here, and you basically just collect these 2 and then go through the portal. You'll collect the other 2 when you go back through the portal. So we'll take a look, make sure to take a look at the rapids here. So when I go over the crystals, it will, you'll see it's all lit up blue there, so I know I need to spam click. Because if you do hide your boat, it will basically chunk your HP out. So keeping an eye on that and following the arrows. The course is pretty self-explanatory. This is not like world record tech or anything. It's just basically consistent Marlin times, pretty comfy Marlin times, even if you do make mistakes like I have been. Grab the crystal extractor here. And then there are some turn tiles. So those 2 white tiles there are when you need to turn. And then there are some notes as well of where to direction your boat. Go through the portal. This one you need to flick left and flick right. Break these again. And then I moved this up a little bit, this info box. I've seen people put it in the middle of their screen. But we will keep going here. Very straightforward, very cozy path. No crazy movements that you really need to do. And we'll just, again, stay within the boxes, collect these. Whoops, misclicked. Totally fine. Break the crystal motes. Make sure we get our boat back up to speed here. Make sure we are boosted. Again, if you want a more in-depth Gwenith Glide tutorial, I'm sure there's better ones out there, but this does quite trivialize everything, and you are basically just following the tile markers. So if you like that, it should be for you. And we are not even boosting at the perfect times. This is a very, very sloppy run. But it doesn't matter because the Rosewood Sail is OP. Get that, and then basically we can harvest this while we're going in the straight line here, but well within the time to collect everything. Oh, bit of a messy turn there. Needed to turn a little bit earlier, but it's all good. And we'll burn these to get the little XP boost, and very cozy 524 time. And that is the Marlin rank. But if you have any questions, I will try and answer them in the comment. If I also find out who made the course, just because I did get it secondhand as well, I'll be sure to pin a comment of giving credit to who made this, because again, somebody was gracious enough to share it with it. But hope this helps, and if you have performance issues or just want to, rage bait some friends or have a little bit more visually appealing course, feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, and have a great rest of your day.